Rembrandt van Rijn, the shadow that illuminates the light. No one knew what hid behind his eyes. No one could predict how deep one could dive into the shadow before seeing the light again. Amsterdam, 17th century. The city buzzes with life. The streets smell of fresh wood, salty water, and paint. Narrow alleys lead to workshops and salons where a new era of art is born, the Dutch Golden Age. Here lived and worked a man who became a legend. Not just a master of the brush, but one who changed the way the world sees. His name was Rembrandt Harmenzoon van Rijn. And he painted not just light, he painted shadow. From the very beginning of his life he felt the world was not what it seemed. Where others saw beauty, he saw hidden stories, pain and tragedies lurking in every line of a face, every spot of paint. Rembrandt sought no easy paths. His art was not for those who wanted to see only the surface. It was for those ready to look deep, to meet themselves in a mirror and see the true essence. His life story is one of light carrying shadow and shadow revealing light. Of a struggle between fame and oblivion, love and loss, obsession that destroys and creates all at once. In this story, tragedy and greatness, pain and inspiration, and perhaps answers to what it means to be a true artist. Amsterdam streets are a strange labyrinth where stone facades of houses resemble pages of an ancient book. Each line tells a story, each stone a secret. The city never sleeps, and even in the darkest night, candlelight flickering in windows tries to pierce the gloom. In the city's heart stood the house once owned by Rembrandt. A modest stone building where the scent of oil paints mixed with dust and secrets never unveiled. In this house the artist spent most of his life. Alone and absorbed, he felt the world was too superficial and tried to penetrate the depths of the human soul through his canvases. His paintings were not mere images. They were windows into a world where every brushstroke was a breath, every color an emotion, every shadow a story. Rembrandt himself was a man of many faces, talented, obsessed, sometimes harsh to himself and others, yet capable of incredible tenderness and compassion. His eyes, deep and piercing, seemed to see through time and space, revealing secrets invisible to others. His life was a journey through light and shadow, joy and pain, fame and oblivion. He began as a humble apprentice, obeying strict artistic rules of his time. But soon he realized he didn't want to be just another master copying reality. He wanted more, to capture the essence of human existence, what hides beyond the visible world. This desire turned into obsession. He painted not just appearances but the inner world of his subjects. His portraits were not beautiful, they were truthful. He caught in the eyes not only light but shadow, not only joy but pain. Every stroke was filled with emotions, from hope to despair, love to hate. And that made his works come alive. Amsterdam was a city of opportunity and cruelty alike. Geniuses were born here, but here they could be destroyed. Rembrandt learned to fight the world, through paints, through shadows on the canvas. His life was a battle he waged not only with others but with himself. Childhood and youth of Rembrandt, first shadows and first lights. Rembrandt Harmenzoon van Rijn was born in Leiden, a quiet town surrounded by windmills and wide fields. His family was humble. His father worked as a miller and his mother cared for their large household. Yet even in this modest environment he felt the world was not what it seemed. From early childhood, the boy amazed everyone with his attention to detail and a sharp gaze that seemed to see beyond what was visible. At 7 he took a brush and began to paint, not ordinary pictures but shadows. Shadows that fell on the walls of his home, changing with the light of day. He did not copy what he saw, he searched for something more, essence. His education in Leiden was difficult. He attended school but classical education did not captivate him. His parents wanted him to become a priest or lawyer, but Rembrandt dreamed differently. He wanted to capture light and shadow in paint, to convey feelings that words could not express. His first master was Jacob van Swanenburg, where he gained basic skills but already felt the need for more freedom. Soon Rembrandt moved to Amsterdam, where his talent began to flourish. As a young man he was known for his curious mind and desire to solve life's mysteries through art. He was fascinated by biblical scenes but did not see them as mere holiness. For him these were stories about people, their weaknesses, fears and hopes. His first portraits were no longer ordinary images, they breathed. The people he painted seemed to speak to the viewer, revealing their souls. Sometimes these portraits frightened with their truthfulness because Rembrandt did not embellish life, he painted it as it was. Born to a sincere but not wealthy family, his father, Harmen van Rijn, hoped his son would pursue science or the church. His mother, Neeltgen, cared for the family and supported his interests, even if she did not always understand them. Young Rembrandt was unlike other children. He could sit silently for hours, watching how light fell on the white walls of their home, how shadows moved. These moments of silence were his first school of light and darkness. By age 7 he had created his first drawings, simple yet penetrating. Friends and family said he painted the soul of things, not just their appearance. His first teacher, Jacob van Swanenburg, was impressed by his technique but warned him that art should not be too truthful, lest it frighten people. Rembrandt did not heed these warnings. His talent grew quickly, and by age 15 he had his own pupils and commissions. Unlike others, he avoided simple portraits or landscapes. He was drawn to complex, dramatic stories where light and shadow fought for the soul of the subject. He dreamed of Amsterdam, a city of great artists, wealthy patrons and audiences ready to appreciate his art. In 1625 he moved there, full of ambition and a desire to change the world with his brush. Amsterdam welcomed the young artist with unexpected fame. His name spread quickly among wealthy clients and artists. Rembrandt did not merely paint portraits, he painted souls. His works were saturated with contrasts of light and shadow. Every stroke breathed emotion. One of his most famous works of this period was The Night Watch, a grand portrait of the city militia, striking with its liveliness and dynamism. This painting became a symbol of his talent and revolution in portrait art. Along with the rise came difficulties. His personal life was filled with tragedy: the death of his beloved wife Saskia, loss of children, and constant struggles for recognition. Envy and intrigue among colleagues and clients often became obstacles. During this time, Rembrandt increasingly immersed himself in his inner world. His self-portraits became mirrors of the soul, frank, honest, even harsh. He did not fear to show aging, pain, and doubt. This inner struggle gave his works a chilling depth. Maturity was a time of true artistic triumph. He created not only portraits but also biblical scenes filled with drama and light. His studio became a meeting place for talented artists and patrons. His later years were spent in seclusion, suffering losses and illness. Yet even in these dark moments he found strength to create. His late works were reflections on death, loneliness, and light penetrating darkness. After his death, Rembrandt's art left an indelible mark on art history. His legacy lives on, inspiring new generations of artists and viewers. His paintings are not mere images but living stories that continue to speak across centuries. Finale: Light and Shadow and Eternity. When the last brushstroke was laid, and the light faded in the room, only silence remained. Silence that keeps stories, about a man who lived a life as if painting it with every color. Rembrandt, the artist of light and shadow, left behind not just paintings but a mystery, the mystery of the human soul, where every ray of light has its shadow and every shadow hides light. His self-portraits are like mirrors that look at us through the centuries, speaking of fear, pain, love, and hope. They invite us to reflect, to see ourselves as we are. In the dark rooms of museums where his canvases hang, time seems to slow. It feels as if the artist still watches the world, seeking answers. Light and shadow, two sides of the same coin. And in this coin lives the soul of Rembrandt's art.